So if I resume in one sentence, what is the path of self-realization? You could say, what is the path of enlightenment? Because this is what's going to save the world today, our planet. Enlightenment. Enlightenment is universal. It has no copyright, no trademark, and no power over. It belongs to all of us in the cosmos who is willing to grow and experience the divine presence. What a gift. What a blessing. Don't you agree that you can go beyond religion, man-made religion, man-made dogma? That is a journey of conscious evolution. Conscious journey evolution. This is the time in the 21st century for the Homo sapien to walk from the grossest to the subtlest, from bondage to freedom, because that's what the spiritual path is all about. From bondage to freedom. And nobody can give it to you except for yourself. There is no middleman. Remember that. And in today's world, the heavens are collapsing because it's time for our species to evolve. If you look at religion, I'm not pointing out anyone in particular. There's good in everything, but it has been the cause of so many wars. Wouldn't you agree? That's why enlightenment is the time for us humans to rise into a new earth. And a lot of people talk about a fifth dimension, and they don't realize that fifth dimension is not a planet where a chosen one will go and a few one will stay here. The fifth dimension happened within. That's where the fifth dimension happened, when you go through the Kundalini ascension. And so, what is Kundalini ascension? Well, some of you know that when you start awakening, that dormant energy start rising up. Awaken this energy into your subtle body to purify all the memory, all the karmic structure that was brought with you, with your causal body. Within the causal body, there's the etheric body, and within the etheric body, there's the subtle body. So at the time of reincarnation, there is a karmic structure that comes, a memory. I didn't believe any of this when I was a child, and I challenged that a lot. But what happened in my life was so extraordinary that I cannot refute that there is reincarnation. I have had too many past life experiences and too many mystical experiences. I have, without shadow of doubt, that is the truth. And so when you awaken, most people are familiar with the most important 7 chakra. However, we have 114 chakra to spin. But for most human beings, they will have a great life, even if 21 of them would be awakened. They could have a smooth journey and still awaken. Because spiritual awakening and Kundalini awakening is the same, beloved. A lot of people think that they're two different things, but they're actually the same thing. Because when one goes through a spiritual awakening, they will experience a Kundalini ascension, and they might not even know. And for most people, they don't know, because there's so many different movements, so many different rhythms into a spiritual awakening, that a good majority of them, they don't even know they're having a spiritual awakening. They think they're going crazy, or they think they're having a depression, or they're thinking that they're going insane, but crazy is the same, or they know something is happening with them, but they're not sure, and they're questioning themselves. So we'll go over also the stages of spiritual awakening, which include the stages of Kundalini ascension. And we already have a few questions that some people send via email, and we'll do a question and answer, and we will have a meditation as well. And so Shiva said, Shiva was that great being who came thousands of years ago. Some believe he was a Swayambhu. Swayambhu means from Sanskrit one that is self-created, because they don't know where he was born. They have no proof, no retrace. They don't know when he died. So some says, there's still debate in the yogic tradition that maybe Shiva was a celestial being who came from a different dimension. There's still this debate for so many thousands of years. How can we know for sure? Unless you experience it yourself. You go into Bhava Samadhi. But it's certainly divine, I can tell you. There's no question about that. And so, but he brought the science of self-realization. And so what's so beautiful about the science is that you can prove it to yourself. You don't have to believe into anything. Isn't that amazing? You can be your own laboratory and experience on your own self and see what is Devi Ma talking about. What are the Ascended Master I've been talking about for so many thousands of years? The bliss body, what it is to be intoxicated from your own nature. I call it the divine presence. So Shiva, what I was going to say about Shiva when he was here on earth, he said there was 112 ways to rise the Kundalini. And 112 ways from the Muladhara, which is the most fundamental chakra, which is at the base root of the perineum. This is the most important one. That one needs to be really solid, because if you don't have a solid Muladhara, it will be very hard to go through Kundalini ascension. You could really lose a lot of energy. And to receive a higher voltage of Kundalini, of Shakti also, you have to have a strong Muladhara. And then there is the Swadhisthana, the Manipuraka, the Anahata, the heart chakra, the Vishuddhi, and the Ajna. So from the Muladhara, I'm giving you a quick tour on the subtle body in order for you to understand better. From the Muladhara to the Ajna, the 112 ways work. But there are different stages, and we will go into them now. But from the Ajna, the third eye, to the Swahasara, the 1000 lotus, the crown chakra, that one, none of those ways works. You got to take one jump, just one jump. I took it. It's brutal. You really have to really trust your guru. Or you trust the Divine Mother, or the God, whatever you call it, and you have incredible phenomenal grace. It's for a few, very rare few. It can be so brutal.